this episode, we're building floors. Stripped. Oh, that looks safe. That's not too bad a shape. There's the speedometer cable in there still. A bunch of random wire. Never underestimate the complexity of a Cadillac. That's the defrost vent. Yeah, that's seen better days. Oh, that's gross. That's a lot of stuff. That's one hell of a wiring harness. I wonder what this is for. Oh. So check out the windshield wipers. This actually runs on a cable through some pulleys here over to the motor here, which is pneumatic, and a little pulley system to each one of those. I'm gonna have to totally get that to work because that is awesome. Even had windshield washers. It's all gone, of course, but definitely some advanced stuff for the time. This crazy little heater. So after doing some rather extensive research, I think I finally found the windshield. It happens to be for a 4-door sedan. So that thing is coming. Windshield and gasket, only $1,000. This is proving to be a rather expensive car to do. Not including installation, the entire glass is about $3,000. That was a little bit of a shock to my budget, but we'll work through it. Besides, I don't have to have this thing done for another 5 months, so I got plenty of time, right? Need a razor blade. Well, that went well. Ended up kicking it out, so I really needed to save the stainless. And the rubber is so darn hard on the outside. Anyways, sometimes more aggressive means are necessary. I'm okay with that. Ah, she's crumbling under the weight. that out. Got a little more to trim, a little rust encapsulator, and fix a couple things, and then start building a floor. I think I'll put the motor in first, though. These have a huge cross member, or X member as it's called, in the center here. As you can see somebody had a glass pack on this thing at one point, so it was apparently somebody's hot rod for a while. Probably some high school kid, I'm assuming. But this thing is pretty stout. That 400 trans there has definitely seen better days. So I may have to cut out the center of there or modify it to some extent to get the drive shaft to fit. Hopefully that won't be necessary. I really like to leave the frame intact. But I don't know, we'll see. Now to attack the back here. I'm going to get rid of all this up till that back bulkhead there. Going to probably cut it somewhere in this area here, in this corner, I think. To that bulkhead, get rid of all that. And then this will come around this way and go across the front, because that's where the seat will sit. Hopefully the trans tunnel shouldn't be too big. For the most part, other than 2 full sheets of steel, it's not that big of a deal. Well, that was fun. Still need to get the trans tunnel out. And ready to strip the frame and clean it up. Need to figure out if my drive shaft's going to fit or I have to do a 2-piece. Hopefully I can get it in one, but we'll see. It's taken an immense amount of time to get that thing out of there. It's a very complexly built floor, a lot of bracing, but you know, I figure it's easier to get all the crusty metal out and just replace it all than try to fix what's there. So start from scratch. Had to do a roadside repair. Headlight switch broke, or the dimmer switch broke. It's jumped. Back on the road. Let's go. You know, this guy's got to get a dick pic. You know how it is. For some reason, your car looks better in the gas station lighting than anywhere. Just another day in hot rodding. I'm not sure why, but every time I push my clutch in, it sounds like a handful of quarters in the dryer. Well, enough screwing around. Time to get back to work. Need to clean all this up here, but one of the things I discovered is the transmission mount, which is cobbled together, which is of course understandable since they were changing the motor, but none of it's bolted in. And also, it sits, I feel, too high in the chassis. So it's right up against the bottom of the firewall. And the drive shaft yoke actually sits too high in comparison to the cross member here. Let's see. Take a look there. So, ideally, I would like to move that down so it'll keep me from having to cut the center cross member out for the drive shaft and all that good stuff. So, I think it's a good time to see if this motor's going to run, because if I can get it to run, then I can work out a plan to get it all mounted and all that good stuff. If it finds out that it's locked up, then I'll just yank this thing and work on something else. But I can do some of the floors right now, but until I have a solid game plan with my motor, I don't want to do too much work and end up having to redo it all. So, particularly not wanting to cut the frame. That's sort of a big problem. Plus, I still need to seal all that rust and everything else and do some more cleanup, and I won't bore you with that nonsense because it's frankly boring to me. However, if the motor is free, then we got something to work with. So I got new plug wires, I got a workable carburetor, and grab a breaker bar and see if I can actually spin that thing, and maybe we'll get lucky. So let's fire this bad bitch up and see what blows out the ass end of it. Well, it's worse than I remember. Something to look forward to. Hopefully this baby's good to go. So, what I see is the distributor's been chomped on, that wiring, so I've got to fix that. Plug wires are clearly toast. Oh yeah, I forgot about the rust holes in the valve cover, which is probably not a good sign. Oh well, let's dig in. Oh. Extension. Come on. I'd have to say it's got some... Oh yeah, that was water. Oh, jeez. Well, let's pull one more for fun. Well, that one's at least dry. I don't know if that's moss growing on it or what, but that's probably not real great. I don't know how the hell you get that much water in it. I wonder if this thing froze or something. All right, valve covers. I like the cardboard gasket. That's fantastic. I like that. It's always a good sign. Bone dry and rusty. Oh, that's probably what's left of the oil. Alright. Yeah, those have been there a minute. Oh yeah, guarantees it runs. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and set that aside. And let's just take a gander at this. Something tells me that this thing might need a little bit more than just an average basic tune-up. Usually when the rust is piled up into the cylinder head, it's not a good sign. I don't know what the hell happened to this thing, but it has taken its last breath. What may I find? What lies beneath? Heartbreak, that's what. You see that in there? That'd dare to be a big old critter. Yeah, that was good times. I was afraid of snakes, not spiders. And that thing is huge. Luckily it's dead. My father probably would have had a stroke if he'd seen a spider. Oh, look. Strange. Yeah, rust hole. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yep. That is fantastic. Yeah. Well, let's put a little damper in the plan here. I'm about a mile from Texas Speed. You know, they build LS motors and such. Maybe I'll go knock on their door and trick the wife into giving me her credit card to pay for one of those. I don't know. We'll see. Like the ad always says, ran when parked. What are your guys' horror stories with cars that you bought? But on a high note, even though this badge is beyond repair, I did find another badge that I'd found in my secret stash of mindless nonsense that I'd swear I'd use for something. Different model year, but it is better than nothing. So it'll go right yonder. The center section is actually an I-beam. It's not just a piece of folded steel. And you can see it's like 1/4-inch wall. That thing's stouter than my great Aunt Martha. No matter what, I can't get that dang plasma cutter to work. I don't know when Miller's going to come out with their Bluetooth plasma cutter. It'd be real nice. So one of the nice things with not having a floor in here is getting a chance to line out the exhaust. So you see on this side, it's cut out for a exhaust, and then same over here for the single exhaust, which oddly enough from the factory it had this guy here for no apparent reason. So went ahead and cut a window there. I got a window cut over here for the exhaust. It gives me a chance to sort of line things out and figure out what I need to do without being under the car. So definitely an added bonus. So I think I'll line that up there, dog leg that there, or maybe put, as Laura says, her Wampa Wampa muffler in there. And then continue back. Gotta wait till I get the rear suspension in to finalize it. This is actually 2-inch, so I think I'll actually buy 2.5 or 2.25. But at least it gives me an idea of how to build bracketry and such. Some hearse fun facts. The term hearse actually is a Romanian word, meaning cart or plow or something to that effect, drag behind horse, whatever. The use of hearses hasn't been around all that long. I'm assuming that at some point people got tired of carrying bodies around or carrying coffins because they're not that light from experience. But where does this ritual come from of putting somebody in an ornate vehicle and toting them around? I mean, really, why don't we just throw them in the back of an old Buick and haul them off to the dump? So in the back of most hearses, you'll find the little chrome bar that goes in the back of it. And I've always wondered what it was there for. So I did about 8 seconds worth of investigating on the Google. And what I found is it's called a Landau bar. And it doesn't have any particular meaning or reason, it's just decoration. But apparently it's a holdover from the early hearse days or early coach building days. There apparently used to be convertibles, and this was part of the mechanism that made the top work. And it just kind of became known for being on the back of hearses. I don't know why you'd want a convertible for a hearse. Working on your tan when you're on your way to the afterlife is probably not high priority, but me personally, I'm worrying about finding Jimmy Buffett and seeing if his margarita machine's working. But, that's just me. Well, I guess that's it for this episode. I need to regroup a little bit and figure out what to do with the motor. Plus, Thanksgiving is looming, and I'm headed to California for a week, so I got other priorities. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.